And now we change to English. Please welcome Vipul Nandanya. Maybe I didn't say the right, but you can correct me. And you will talk about Evolution 9. Yeah, please welcome. And he does understand some Danish, so.
All right. Is it just me who feels sleepy after lunch, or anybody's with me? All right. Well, as Peter said, my name is Vipul, and I'm running a company called Evolution 9. Please don't ask me why Evolution 9. I feel honored to be part of this event, and especially when I see, very inspiring people like you, who is either want to become entrepreneur, running your own business, or in a vision or in a dream of doing something. So, with the same, maybe you can consider my case as your case. And I have started my journey from some time, and then I've been to some, sort of up and downs as an entrepreneur, as you learn through it. So I'm here to share some of the thoughts on how do you think globally, and how do you perceive that global thought in your mind in every step that you execute. So let me start with a small story. What you see on the presentation is a 12-year boy who wanted to start his own business. We have a festival called Diwali, and during the Diwali, we play with crackers, and there's a lot of fun with that. During that time, I had an idea that instead of playing with crackers, why cannot I sell those crackers? But I didn't have any money, so what should I do? So then I went to a shop and I asked that, can I borrow some crackers, and then so I'll return back to you with an additional amount. And that's how I started my business. That was the first business as a 12-year-old boy started. Let me take you from that journey to Evolution 9. I came to Denmark in May 2012, where I was working for Dell. Prior to working for Dell, I worked with other MNCs like Intel, Tech Mahindra, and other companies. Having spent a couple of years in IT industry, I thought it is a good time that I should jump into water without knowing how to swim. And that's where I ended up being an entrepreneur. So we established Evolution 9 in March 2012. We're based in Denmark and operating for many countries in terms of client executions. So we have many clients across, US region and Europe region and Asia Pacific. We are mainly focusing on mobile app development, web solution, and consulting. This is our main focus as of now. And we have an offshore partner office in India, where we have 25 resources who will work for us in case of any project. So we dedicatedly, have those resources for us. So that's a bit about Evolution 9, and this is the journey that we have been through so far. So during the establishment in March 2012, the first step that we took is to have a resource, offshore execution. So that was first step, and then we got our first client within, the next month. And from there, we took a lot of steps to build the company. We've been part of the final entrepreneurship award in 2012 in Denmark. And we've been to different pitches like Connect Denmark and so on. We have developed some mobile apps which was executed in Copenhagen Fashion Fair 2014 and many other places. Okay, so moving on to interesting part. Let me ask you a question. What do you see here? Yeah? What's your good name? What is your good name? Yeah? Yeah? Yeah. So Sophie, she is saying that she could see world. Anyone else? Map? Then? Sorry? Okay, she sees the opportunity. Yeah. All right. Anyone else? That's a good one.
It's just an illusion.
Yeah, we have seen many countries being formed in past decades, so that's true. All right. That's true. Yeah. Yeah. So I think all of you, whatever you said, it's perfectly all right with that perception. But the main thing is when you think globally, you should perceive your market. When you see the world map, you should see opportunity. These are the countries whom you can serve. You can launch your product into. You can think, as you rightly said, it's a market, it's an opportunity. That's one part of it. Second part of it is how do you serve your customer? It's all about serving, right? The customer gives you money and you give return. In return you give some product with sort of services or a tangible product. So yeah, with that perceptions, if you start whenever you see world map and when you start thinking that this is the opportunity, this is where I want to be, this is where my company should be, or this is where my market should be, then eventually what happens is, let me put it in this way, inevitably you get inspiration that how should I connect to this market. And it's like whole universe is like creating a conspiracy for you, and you get all help to navigate. So when you have a thought becomes word, and word becomes then actions. So having that thought of global thinking, it definitely helps you, be it your first day of your entrepreneurship or be it in the middle or long run. So moving on from there, let me ask you another question. How many of you have heard this word called global? Oh, quite few. So it refers to the Japanese root globalization. The interesting aspect here is think globally and act locally. Being situated here in Sweden, you could connect, you could perceive your market. And the technological advantage that we have right now, so many people are connected. We have so many mobile devices, so many internet connections and so on. So the whole world has become a sort of connected, a small family. And you could test your market. Now if you look at the next slide, it is quite possible that unknowingly you have tapped into global market. How many of you have, I'm sure you would have used Facebook, Twitter, and many social medias, spent a lot of time over there. And I'm pretty sure that you would have a fan following or the followers from different regions, isn't it? Somebody from Asian countries, somebody from USA, somebody from South Africa. You never know, which part of the world. You've never seen them practically, but they like your page, or they comment. So they interact with you. And what does that signify? It signifies that there's a potential to reach out that market. If you launch a product, if you do a small test, hey guys, I'm launching this small product in your market. What do you feel? How would this product applicable to your market? And you start getting the feedback. Right? So that's kind of testing that you can do it with those sort of products. So technology gives you a sort of advantage in terms of you don't have to go outdoor there and do all sort of stuff. So if you use technology, if you leverage the technology aspect of today's generations, we can use that technology in something called mode of goodness. You could get further with that vision. So let's say you have followers from different countries, and if you want to go for a lean approach of testing your market or testing your product, what would you do? you take a mini step. You just see that if you are running company or enterprise, what you do is you just see your historical sales data. You just take a chunk of data out of it, and then you prepare your marketing strategy, and then you launch it to a respective market and get the feedback from that. So that once you complete this cycle, then you know that this is my targeted market. Let's say if you are a company who is into purified water, right? Where would you go and sell your product? And so you might have two options. One option is to go for a country where you have a lot of business. Second option is you go for a country where there is a need and also there's a business. So there you are combining two purposes, opportunity plus service. You're also serving the society. So if you have that vision from beginning, for sure it will line up accordingly. Now moving on from there, this is another aspect which is very important. We are so diverse, isn't it? Within our family we are so diverse. We have different mental ability, different sort of skills. Within a country we are so diverse, right? And on the planet we are so diverse. And diversity exists for a reason. If all of us, if we are same, there wouldn't be any fun. So we have accepted foods, right? We eat Italian food, Chinese food, and so on, Indian food, and So we already accepted that part because that we relish the food. We relish, we enjoy it. So now it is the time that we break those barriers, the walls that we have created. Those identities. Break down those walls and create an environment where we can serve each other. In terms of business, again, it's the same aspect. You want to progress. The focus is, yes, you want to progress as a business, but plus you want to serve. So here I wanted to play a small video. I think it's 2 to 3 minutes, where he's talking about the small diversity. And let's hear.
Lowercase d diversity. Shorthand of what I'm about to say is if you mix stuff up on any dimensions whatsoever, short people, tall people, left-handed people, right-handed people, people from universities, people with third grade as their last year of education, mix it up and you get a better way to address problems, better answers, etc. A guy named Scott Page, who wrote a book called The Difference Now. The Power of Diversity Creates Better Groups, Firms, Schools, and Societies. And what it boils down to, and you're going to think this is absurd, and you're not going to buy my act when I first say it, but read the book, think about it, whatever. What he says is random groups of human beings, more or less dragged off the street, will do a better job of solving problems than a group of experts. And we could go on about this for hours, about the problems with experts. They're narrow, groupthink. Often it's not. They all came from the same universities or what have you. But let me read one thing of his out of this book called The Difference Now. Diverse groups of problem solvers, groups of people with diverse tools, consistently outperform groups of the best and the brightest. If I formed two groups, one was random and therefore diverse by definition, and one consisting of the best individual performers, the first group, the diverse group, almost always did better. Bottom line, as he puts it, diversity trumped ability. Wow, is that counterintuitive, and wow, is it ever important? Diversity, remember, left-handed, right-handed, short, tall, came from America, came from Jamaica, came from China, every race, every gender, left-handed, right-handed, I don't care what the difference is. If you sit down with a group to work on something and it is not a diverse group, you are really screwing it up big time. Never, ever, ever let a group consist entirely of insiders from your organization or part of the organization. Diversity with a lowercase d, absolutely imperative to doing good work, and 9 out of 10 times we just don't come close.
All right. So that's what we heard. The second aspect of diversity. So you could bring a diverse group from a country or outside country. So you could, the beauty about diversity is the different aspect. When you have a different perception and different problem-solving attitude, you would definitely do better. And that's how we are so diverse from each country. We have so much difference. And the reason of putting this diversity, when you're thinking global, it is very important that you respect and you also execute diversity, part of your execution. That's how you would be able to connect with others. How would you connect with others? If you don't respect the other part, you wouldn't be able to connect, right? So that then the wall comes, the barrier comes. So to break those barriers, this is an important skill that has to develop within the leadership of the organization. If the leader thinks, subordinate or the other employee would automatically thinks. The vision of leader is always, gives the impact to subordinate. So from there we move on to, Okay, the title says that skill kills. So all of us, we have, a lot of different ways to acquire knowledge. I mean, from childhood, we have been listening to our parents, teachers, and so on. So listening is very prominent in our life, isn't it? We've been listening, and then we have been acquiring knowledge. So it is prominent. Then the second aspect is observation and experiment. Okay, so let me put it this way. If you want to learn something, there's 3 ways which is very important in our life. Observation. Observe other companies who are in the same line of your business. Somebody's expanding, right? So just try to see a case study. Just try to see that how are they doing? Because they know the market dynamics of the same place which you are in. So you could learn from them. That is the place where you get benefit out of it. Second is experiment. You might have to do sometimes you might have to just take a step. You have to have a courage. Entrepreneurship demands a lot of courage. I always put it in this way. You start with dreaming, then you have to dare it, and then you have to deliver it. So first start with dreaming, but it's not a daydreaming that, we have so many thoughts in a day. But then you form that dream into a reality with courage. And when you take up that dream, you should have integrity so that you can deliver. So experiment is part of it. We experiment so many things in our life. Sometimes somebody says that you shouldn't do that, but we still say that, okay, no, I don't believe that person. Let me try and do that. And a few of the things we just say that, okay, I have observed, I have experimented, now I have understood. But the third, and which is prominent, listening. It's part of our system. And it also relates to our learning. And learning is always followed by earning. So learning is very important. So part of skill development, why I have put this 3 aspects apart from many things that you could do. I'm sure that you would, if you enter into a bigger market, you would do market research and your product related stuff. You would do that for sure. But these 3 things will give you extra mileage. When you know that you could use these 3 tools to learn, to develop skills, it would definitely give you a better mileage. And this is what I practice part of my organization. Yeah, I think that's it, part of my presentation. So I welcome Jen.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
How big was the jump from cricket to IT?
Well, I broke my leg in cricket. And that's why I realized I think I should start business.
And you still bear in mind what you learned when you were 12 years old?
Yeah, I still. That was a sort of, turning point, you could say so.
And any reflection for the school system when you